Hi guys, welcome back to my classroom, and for those of you that are new, I'm glad to have you here today. In today's video, I'm organizing my room, and while I'm organizing, I'm realizing there are certain items that as a teacher I feel are necessary or that I like having in my classroom. So in today's video, I'm going to show you those items that I feel are important to have as a teacher. So guys, let's go ahead and begin. The first item that I'm showing you is this pack of Astra Brights paper. And this is the regular paper. It's not the cardstock, which they do have, but that's quite thick. This is just the regular paper, and look how gorgeous and bright these papers are. The one I have is called, let's see, I don't know, does it have a name? Oh, it's just called Bright, I guess, and that's the item number if you need it, 99608. And just look at it. The colors included in this set are Lunar Blue, Solar Yellow, Terra Green, Cosmic Orange, and Fireball Fuchsia. And the paper measures 8.5 inches by 11 inches. And I guess this is a medium weight paper in case you need to know. But I love this. This is a pack of 500 sheets, and trust me, I use this a lot in my classroom. By the way, here's a look from the side so you can actually see how gorgeous the paper looks. I use this whenever I have to print out letters to parents, whenever I have to send home holiday things. I use it for back to school night. I use it when I want to print something out and use it as decor in my classroom. I use it for so many things. The colors are gorgeous and I absolutely love it. I bought mine on Amazon, but you can buy it all over the place. You can buy it on Amazon, you can buy it on Walmart, Target, Office Depot, Staples, everywhere, guys. But yes, this has come so handy. It makes my room look so bright and cheery. It makes all of the letters sent home look really cute and fun. It makes everything stand out, and it's also great to decorate your room with. So this is one item I love getting, and I get it every year, and I highly recommend it just to make your room and your class feel a lot more fun. Here's an example of how I use some of the Astra Brights papers, and you can see I just did some basic letters and then I cut them out, put them together. I laminated this, and here it is, the word first. The next item that I highly recommend you get for your classroom are these dry erase pockets. Now, I got mine last year from Target's Dollar Spot, otherwise known as their Bullseye's Playground. But this one in particular is from this year, again from Target's Dollar Spot. I didn't have any orange, that's what I realized. So I went ahead and picked it up, but it matches nicely with the colors from previous years. Now these dry erase pockets hold an 8.5 by 11 inch insert. And it says here you can write and wipe, reuse the pocket over and over. So here's an example. They left this paper in, and it has the alphabets, and a student needs to trace them, and when they're done they can wipe them off. And I think they are amazing. They're really nice, they're thick, and they've held up really well. Now you notice how I actually put in the Astra Brights papers inside of this, and the reason why is because I've actually used these dry erase pockets on a bulletin board, and anytime a student had work in that was good, or the class had like some amazing work, I would just go ahead and slip it in so that it would be able to be displayed without me having to staple or poke the original work or paper that the student worked on. And then if there wasn't enough work, then you know what? There were still the bright colors on the board. And so that's how I used it. So hey, two of the items back to back being used at the same time. How awesome is that? And by the way, I got this for $1 this year at Target's Dollar Spot, and they have many colors. I'm sure they're pretty similar to the ones I have. But if you can't find it there, they also sell them everywhere else. I've seen them at the Dollar Tree. They probably have them at Big Lots, Walmart, and so on, guys. So definitely check it out. Next item that I highly recommend you get is a really good pencil sharpener. I have this one here, and this is an X-Acto Teacher Pro electric pencil sharpener. And this is awesome. It's not very loud. It sharpens the pencil really quickly. There are different sizes, and let's see what else it says. The one I got happens to be this particular one right here. The one I normally have is a little simpler, and it's basically the same thing, but it has performance gauge, 33 times longer blade life, classroom quiet, smart stop prevents over sharpening, auto reset prevents motor overheating, school use, 10-year warranty, #1 selling brand. But I love the X-Acto pencil sharpener. I love that it is electric, so you just put it in and it sharpens super quickly. And ever since I started using this, I've been so happy. So guys, a good pencil sharpener, an electric one, is a must. The next item that you need as a teacher is a really good stapler. The one I have here is a light blue one by Swingline, and I just love the way it looks and I love the color, so that's why I got it. But all of my staplers are from Swingline. I love it because they are pretty durable, they're nice and hefty, and they staple really well. Also, what's awesome about this is that you can open it up and staple things to the wall. That is what I really need in a stapler as a teacher, because I staple things to the wall all the time. I have anchor charts, posters, and so much more that need to go up. I have to put up my bulletin boards, like I have to decorate them, and so this comes in so handy in the classroom. Trust me, when you have to do a lot of stapling to the walls, you want something that's good, that's gonna last. So here's the box that my stapler is in, and I have a 747 business stapler, die-cast metal design for maximum durability, 2 to 20 sheets, and this is from the Professional Plus series. So if you wanted the one I got, this is the exact one. I think it is super cute. I especially love the color, and so that's why I got this one. But guys, if you don't like this color, this brand comes in so many colors and styles, so definitely check it out. I love it. The next item that I highly recommend you get as a teacher is a really good staple remover. The one I got is from Bow Stitch, and it is one with the arm. There's another type that's like a claw, which is good, but as a teacher, at the end of the year especially, I have to remove a lot of things from my walls, from my bulletin boards, and so I will need a really good staple remover, and this works good. It says no paper tear, magnetic pickup, which is really good so you don't lose all your staples, and it has a comfort grip, and it's just your basic black staple remover. So honestly, you can get whichever style you want as long as it works, but I thought that I would like this, especially when I have a ton of things to remove from the walls. Then I figured the comfort grip would be really nice to have. So yes, a really good staple remover is something I highly recommend you get as a teacher. Now, this is not one of the must-haves, but it is one of my favorite items to use as a teacher. And these are the Papermate Flare pens. This one here is a candy shop version. And I just love the colors. Look at how cute they are. I use these for my own personal use, and sometimes I will grade papers with them, but I'll use the ones that are darker in the pack. For instance, this mustard color is a little lighter, so it'll be difficult for students to see, so I wouldn't use that color, but the purple's really nice, and I just love all the colors. So this is not required, but sometimes you want to make your teaching a little more fun, and so I figure having fun, cute pens is one of my little things that'll just make me happy throughout the day. It makes me so happy to see these cute, colorful candy colors And guys, there's so many colors out there, and I do have a lot. I really do, because it's one of my favorite pens. So you don't have to get these pastel like candy colors. They have basic, bold, vibrant, whatever. They have so many other colors, but these are awesome pens. Another item I highly recommend you get for your classroom, actually two things, are books and book bins. You want to encourage your students to read, and you want to have books at many different levels. You're definitely going to need book bins, otherwise it can get a little messy. And I love all kinds of bins. I get most of my bins from Target's Dollar Spot, otherwise known as their Bullseye's Playground. I also get them at Michael's, but you can get them anywhere. I've also seen them at the Dollar Tree. There are so many amazing ones, but I've started with these, so I'm just sticking with these. And I have different ones. These skinnier ones are called connectable holders. I like them for the skinnier books. And then these regular book bins, they look like shoebox styles, are perfect for chapter books. And then I discovered these larger book bins, or they're called book boxes, from Target last year. And I didn't keep them, like I didn't use them for books. And I realized that my students were bending their bigger books, or some of the big books wouldn't fit in here. And so this year I'm switching them out, and I'm liking them. My students who are in summer school are using these right now, the beginner size, and the books are not bending. They're working so nicely. So I highly recommend you get book bins and books for your classroom. You know, it's something fun for the kids to do, and they're learning. You can see them learning and growing as they read. So big must have for your classroom. Also, if you're going to do community supplies and you have tables, then I do recommend getting caddies, because you need to definitely be able to organize their supplies. And as you can see, I have things like their crayons, pencils, glue sticks, erasers, Post-its, all in here all together, so things don't get messed up. And I even have this big paper tray underneath so that the students can lift it up, put their work underneath, put it back down, and there you go. So definitely caddies would be great if you want to do community supplies. And of course, I highly recommend some kind of organizational tool, some kind of storage system. So for instance, I have these crayons inside of this lock top snack container that I got from the Dollar Tree. I've got these bins right here, Starlight ones. I've got them from all over. I got them from Walmart, from Target, from Big Lots. You can find them at most places, and you can see it stores a whole bunch of things. So I highly recommend you get some kind of storage bin to store your items so you can keep things nice and neat. If you have a whiteboard in your room, then I highly recommend you get some dry erase markers. Now, the basic black is always a good way to go because it's dark and everybody can see it, and it's just something basic to have. However, I just got this pack from a student at the end of the year, and I was so happy. I love all of the colors in here. They're so bright and vibrant. Of course, some of the colors in here will be kind of light and hard to see. Perhaps this light green and perhaps the orange. I'm not too sure. So that's something to consider. But of course, I'm sure the dark purple will be fine. The blue, the green, those will be fine. I love the Expo brand, so I always try to use these. And I know that some of these will stain. I mean, that always happens, but it's just my favorite brand and it works for me. So I'm definitely loving these, and I highly recommend you getting some broadline dry erase pens, especially if you have a whiteboard. Of course, we can't forget the Post-it notes. I am forever taking little notes here and there, like maybe I made a phone call to a parent, maybe somebody told me something was due at this date, maybe I had to make copies of something. You know, you need to take notes for a lot of stuff as a teacher. And so Post-its are the way to go, especially for me because I stick it on the wall or on the cabinet right in front of my desk. And so this is awesome. So you can get all types of notes, all types of colors, and there's all types of different brands that make these types of sticky notes. But I like Post-its the best because I've had some of the other brands and then they don't stick as well. Like they'll stick a little and then they'll just fly away. But I noticed that these stick really well and they don't like fall off that easily. So I highly recommend the 3" by 3" Post-it notes. Another item I recommend that a lot of people forget is a good pair of scissors. A lot of times I'll print out something for the students to do, but I'll print it out on half sheets. So I have to cut them in half, just to save paper. And then, you need scissors to cut them. And trust me, there have been times when I've had a neighbor come over and say, hey, can I borrow your scissors? I can't find mine, or I don't have a pair, or I forgot to bring a pair. So guys, make sure you have a good pair of scissors for yourself. I mean, there's always the kitty scissors, but those are small and your hands get tired of using the kitty scissors. So guys, a good pair of adult-sized scissors is good to have in your classroom for you. Now I know this is gonna seem kind of odd, but as a teacher, I highly recommend you get some Clorox disinfecting wipes, or it could be Lysol or whatever, but honestly, get some disinfecting wipes. Seriously, you have students who are at their desk for such a long day, and I teach first grade, and so those students, they are young, they put their hands in their mouths. They sometimes, lick things. I don't know. They do a whole bunch of stuff. And the kids get sick, and when they sneeze or cough, they cough into their hands or they cough right into the desk. And these disinfecting wipes will at least help to kill viruses and bacteria, kill cold and flu viruses, because my students get sick all the time. So I've been wiping their desks down a lot just to help prevent germs from spreading. And it's also a good way just to clean their desks as well, because sometimes they spill food since we're required to give them breakfast and they eat in the classroom. These are awesome for wiping down their desks and just keeping things clean and fresh. So I highly recommend getting these Clorox wipes for your classroom. Another item that I highly recommend you get if you're a teacher is a laminator. Now I have this Scotch Pro Thermal laminator because I bought it from Nair. They had it for a really good deal, either $29 or $49, and it came with some laminating sheets. But this here measures, or it can laminate up to 12.3 inches in width, so that's why I bought it. The one I have just laminates, I think, maybe up to 10 inches or so. I can't recall, but I know it's smaller than this, and that's why I got this one. But I had gotten a regular Scotch thermal laminator, and it was just from Walmart, and I think it cost maybe $30 or less, and it has worked for the last 6 years, and it laminated all of my alphabets that I have on my wall, all of my letters, and a whole bunch of things, and it's still going strong. So the only reason I got this was just because it can laminate bigger sheets. That was the only reason. But guys, this is amazing, and it's amazing to be able to have whatever you print out lasts a long time. So I highly recommend a laminator. Another item I recommend if you are decorating your classroom and you want to keep it nice is a good laminator and some laminating pouches. You definitely need laminating pouches as a teacher. The ones I get are 8.5 inches by 11 inch pouches, and let's take a look at this one. These have 100 pouches and they measure 8.9 inches by 11.4 inches, so they're a little bit bigger than the size of your paper to accommodate it. And that's about it. I buy mines on Amazon because I feel like you can get a better deal there. Sometimes I buy the 100 packs like these, and other times I get the 200 packs just because it's easier to have a whole bunch. But I still have some left over, So that's why I only got the 100 pack right now, and I feel this is good, but I use it to laminate a ton of things. So yeah, I highly recommend it. In fact, you can see my numbers and my alphabets are all laminated. That way I don't have to, whoops, you can't even see the A, I'm so sorry. There it is. That way I don't have to print them out again. I don't have to worry about them tearing. I can just go ahead and put them up and not worry about them. By the way, you see that there's some plastic above and below the actual paper? I left it there because that way, well, at least my plan was just to staple the plastic part so I don't ruin the actual paper, you know what I mean? And it's worked out pretty well. I've done a pretty good job with it. Well guys, here are some of the items that I recommend you get as a teacher that are really important to have in your class. Of course, there are a lot more items out there that you definitely could use or you might need that's more important, but I feel like these are the basics that most people need, and they work for me as a first grade teacher. Well guys, I hope that you enjoyed my video and that it has helped you figure out what you might need or what you might want to pick up. I hope that you like my video. I hope you share it with your friends, and if you haven't done so already, I hope you subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day, guys.